Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Gadget Lab show. I'm Christina Bonington.
And I am Roberto Baldwin.
Today we've got a cool new update to the Lytro camera and some updates on my Walletless adventures. First up, what's up with Lytro?
So Lytro, they didn't release a new camera. It's the same camera, same light field technology, long lens. But what they have done is they've updated the software. And so now you have manual settings. So you have an ISO sensitivity you could adjust, and you have the shutter speed. Mm-hmm. So ISO, it's a throwback to film. Film speeds like 400, 200. And shutter speed obviously is how long the shutter will stay open. Now the cool thing about this is that you can have the shutter stay open for up to 8 seconds, which if you're a fan of light, painting with light, like lasers, leaving the shutter open, or light trails from cars, you can do it now at the Lytro, which is actually pretty cool. And then of course, everything that's in the foreground and the background, you can adjust the focus.
Yeah, because Lytro takes it takes planes of images instead of just a 2D image. So you can tap. It captures like a whole cube of light almost. So you can tap in the foreground or the background of like a finished image and change the whole photograph.
Yeah, you can adjust the depth of field of how you want it to look. You want something in the foreground, you can tap on it, that's in focus. Background, that's in focus. So it's pretty cool. Like I said, it's not a new camera. So if you already have the old camera, you're set. It's just an update it, go crazy, knock yourself out. If you are interested in the Lytro camera, it's $500 for 16 gigabyte, and it's $400 for 8 gigabytes.
It's pretty pricey. Is it worth the price?
It depends. If you're like a huge photography nut, then yeah, I think it's a cool little thing to have. If you just want a point and shoot camera, this is probably, A, it's more than you need, and B, it's not really made for printing. It's more for sharing online. Right. So, and it doesn't work with Instagram. So I know you're all crazy about the Instagram now. So 8 times optical zoom, not digital zoom. So that's pretty nice. So Lytro camera, cool.
Awesome. And then this week, So if you aren't familiar, for the past 3 weeks, I have been going walletless. I've just been using my smartphone as my wallet. So I'm using a lot of different apps to do payments so I can actually eat places and order groceries and buy whatever clothes or something. And this past week, I took that experiment on the road to a vacation to Hawaii.
So that seems like the worst job ever, having to go to Hawaii for work.
Yeah, I mean, I went.
I had to go to Hawaii and do my job.
It ended up that I could go to Hawaii on a budget, so I was like, why not? And I looked up beforehand, before I made any reservations. I looked up, are there places that I can actually eat? I don't want to get there and starve. Can I actually order tickets online and kind of do that? Order tickets online or through an app, and everything seemed to fall into place. And so I went for it. And then, but once I was there, used Google Wallet a lot to get groceries, and then went on a lot of hikes and walks on the beaches.
So now, getting to Hawaii, that's the big issue is that you have to go through TSA. And if we're all going to TSA, they want to see your ticket and they want to see your ID, and they stick your ID in that little ultraviolet light to make sure you haven't made it at Kinko's or something. So what happened there?
Right. So I went through. I don't quite recommend this, but I went through the TSA line without my ID. I mean, technically, I did actually have my ID in my backpack. I carry my ID and a credit card on me just in case if I ran into an emergency, but basically, I'm living as if I don't have that on me. So I get up to the TSA agent, I tell them that I don't have it. I said that I forgot it at home, which I have often done before, and I was so nervous. I'm getting nervous just talking about it and remembering what it was
because it's the man.
Yeah.
It's not just it's not the guy at the Starbucks who's like, oh, Square doesn't work. What are you going to do? This is the man. Throw you in jail.
Yeah. And so the first TSA agent, the one that's sitting there and checking everything, very stern and just you forgot your ID. Do you have, prescription medication or credit cards, anything that we can use to verify your identity? And I'm like, no. So I had to stand off to the side while everyone else went through. And I was like, oh God, these people probably think I'm a terrorist or something. And then, so she called 2 supervisors over, and they were really kind and understanding. I had filled out a consent form. they basically did a background check. They were asking me questions and relaying the answers to the person on the phone. And
who were they talking to? Were they talking to your mom?
maybe
Is this
they
really
were.
Christina? And I don't understand the fact that prescription medicine is a form of ID.
Yeah.
Like you just have like a little, here's my container of prescription med. Well, how do I know it's you? And then you just pop it open and take one. They're like, well, you wouldn't take that medicine unless that was you.
Right. I don't know how that works.
All right.
But yeah, so then I passed. I answered my question correctly, and I got to go on through and get all nudie scanned, fun, go on my flight.
Yay.
Yeah,
So
and
there
then
you go.
coming back, it was kind of nerve-wracking too. That TSA agent originally told me no, I could not get through, and I had the website pulled up on my phone. I was like, actually, I looked it up and I can, and she just stared at me for like 30 seconds, and then called her supervisors over.
So the moral of the story is you can get onto a plane without an ID. All you need is prescription medication, or you're totally cool with just waiting around and them calling somebody who knows too much information about you.
Yeah, definitely. But last resort. I mean, I would definitely, next time I fly, I'll have my ID on me for sure. At least for now. Maybe 10 years from now, we'll have some sort of digital form of ID.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Barcodes
Yeah.
tattooed on our faces, like fringe.
Well, that's it for this week's edition of the Gadget Lab show. Tune in next week for more, who knows,
Gadgets
gadgets.
in a lab. Bye.
Bye.